Hello, and welcome again to the first Global CERN Webfest 2020. It is now 11 a.m. Central European Time, and we are back to our last update and feedback session.
Hello, and welcome all from my side. It's great to have you with us again. We're now going to take a quick look over our timeline for today, tomorrow, and Monday. So already today, so starting from yesterday, sorry, we had our first update and feedback session in the morning at, oh, I apologize. Sorry, we're starting from yesterday evening's feedback session. So this was Saturday evening's feedback session. All of these are available online on YouTube for anyone that wants to catch up. Anastasiia?
Yes, so today we really apologize for canceling our high-intensity training at such a short notice, but we do hope that you managed to get some more time to work on your project. So again, sorry for that.
So over the last hour now, we have, however, had our How to Give a Good Presentation workshop with Manuela Cirilli of CERN's Knowledge Transfer Group. We hope that many of you were able to join that, and that those that weren't able to join it maybe find time today to take a little look on YouTube and watch that video back, because it will certainly be very useful with regards to preparing your presentation for this evening.
Yes, and now we are at our last update and feedback session, so please make sure you follow us and listen carefully, as there are going to be a lot of useful updates and information for you today.
And of course, your presentations this evening will be in the form of a video, a 1-minute video. So we have a nice how-to session lined up for you at 1 p.m. CEST on how to create a simple video. We encourage you to take a look at that, and hopefully it will help you out.
And again, we would like to remind you about the submission deadline. Please make sure that you submit your 1-minute videos until 5 p.m. Today on Sunday, and afterwards they will all be presented at 6 p.m. Via a webcast.
So as Anastasiia says, at 6 p.m. CEST, we'll be presenting all of the videos. So do join us then. It's going to be fun. We can't wait to find out what you've all been working on and how you've got along.
And afterwards, when you're already done with all the hacking and you have the hard weekend behind you, we would like to give you some energy. And there is a great music session with a DJ collective Zontac Steve. So please make sure you join us then and have fun.
And then tomorrow we still have some more activity, of course. So a really important thing at any kind of hackathon is to think about how the exciting projects you've been working on could continue into the future, not to lose all of the good work that's been started. So we have a special how-to workshop at 4 o'clock Central European Time tomorrow, which is all about how to proceed with your projects.
And then on Monday at 5 p.m. CEST, there will be sessions that most of you are probably waiting a lot on, a voting ceremony where all the 5 highlights of the projects will be announced. And of course, among these 5 highlights, we will announce the one winner.
Great. Thank you very much, Anastasiia. We're really looking forward to seeing your project this evening. And then tomorrow, we can't wait to find out who our judges select as the shortlist and our overall winner. So good luck, everyone. Now, one thing that we should also mention is that today, as with the previous days, we also have mentors available at all times. So please do use the Mattermost channels. All of these people are available at least at some point today. And it's an excellent resource to have. So we encourage you to get in contact with them, bounce some ideas, perhaps particularly as you're thinking about how to communicate your projects later this evening. It's a great opportunity to run things by some experts in a range of relevant fields. And now we'd like to, as we did yesterday, we'd like to find out a little bit about what's going on. So we've picked out a few featured participants in the Webfest. We actually have 2 participants, although one is listed on the slide here, and we also have a judge. So first of all, I would like to ask if Adolfo could join me on the line. Hi, Adolfo, are you there?
Hello, I'm here, but the notification, there's a meeting alert. I'm solving this. Okay.
Okay. Hi, we can see you now. Great. So, thank you very much for joining us. Where are you joining us from today, Adolfo?
Thank you very much. Mm, Thank you very much. I'm the city CERN team member, and I'm very happy to be here. Sometimes it's very complex and difficult to share the knowledge, and that's the main challenge we have in the team. We are 5 members from e- almost every country, or we have people from Canada, India, Mexico, also Turkey, and we are working together to develop an application, a social platform to connect people and research centers to solve global challenges like global warming. And we want to bring all people access to technology, and this is very important also in emerging countries, because people here don't have enough access to many technologies. The application case is a cyclotron. We are going to have a new cyclotron in a small town in Mexico. And this is very interesting because we want to develop this platform for for a sustainable growth of these towns in process of becoming a high-tech metropolis. So at, at the early stage of the development, these towns are not so ready. So we detected this gap, and we are going to try to develop something easy which connect and engage students,
Okay.
also to give them rewards, because sometimes it's very hard to study science, and it can be very funny. Thank you very much.
That sounds excellent. Thanks, Adolfo. I have another question for you. How are you finding it working with such a diverse team spread across the world? How's that working with the time zones for you?
It's very funny because here in we are very close to San Diego, so here is 2 a.m. and people from India has another time. So
Yeah. Thanks very much for staying up so late to join us. That's much appreciated.
it's my
Is the
pleasure.
is this your first global hackathon of this kind, or your first online hackathon?
Yeah, it's the first online experience, and it's very uh, productive.
Great. So how are you finding it compared to, say, in-person hackathons that you may have taken part in the past?
In the past, now I'm free. I feel more free because we have to uh, make this um, um, make this happen. We need to make things happen, and that's the magic of hackathons and CERN. So we are very happy.
Great. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Adolfo.
Thank you
I'd
very
now
much.
like to invite Sina Kesri, who is another participant taking part in the hackathon this weekend. Sina, could you tell me where you're joining from, please?
Hello, Andrew. I'm joining guys from Iran, from the city of Urmia, which I live in. So I'm here right now.
Great, thanks. And please do tell us what project you're working on and with whom.
Okay. Okay, so me and my friend Ali, fellow, which we know each other for about a year now, we came up with this kind of idea for EKGs and electrocardiograms. And coming from my background of medical medicine, it was always something in my head about this. I want to do this. So basically, we came up with the idea that we need some data to train machine learning or AI, any kind of thing that wants to do something with the EKG. So we need a lot of data and a lot of EKGs. So the best thing regarding this pandemic, which came to our mind, was we can build a website, an application that doctors or clinicians all around the world can easily take a picture of their patient's EKG and share it with the other doctors around the world, or even researchers from fields of AI or machine learning. So that was basically the basic idea and the fundamentals of it.
Okay, and this is an idea that you came up with a while ago, or specifically for the Webfest?
I think it was, we had this idea about 3 or 4 months. I was working on my own thesis in this line, the collaboration of AI and EKG for cardiology. So it was, I think it was one of the phases of the thesis I was doing. So we had this, we wanted to do this, so we find Webfest. It was a great opportunity to just give it a try.
Great. So have the has the sort of focused 48 hours of hacking away this weekend, or at least those that have happened so far, have they helped you in a meaningful way with your project?
Yeah, definitely. We got help. We added two other members to our group, Ayush from India and Arietta from Europe. It's been a great, they've been a great help. We talked about basics. We shared them, the articles, the papers, we found it. And we got on some good results, actually. We have done some good stuff in the last 48 hours.
Great. Thank you very much indeed, Sina. Much appreciated. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Last but not least, I'd like to now hand over to one of our mentors, Sakshi Bhatia, to find out a little bit about her perspectives as a mentor on the website. Hi, Sakshi.
Hi, Hans. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sakshi. I'm afraid we're having a little bit of difficulty with the sound.
With the sound, let me check. Yeah, is it now?
We can hear you, but it sounds extremely loud. So there were maybe a jet engine, perhaps, in the background. I think it's a problem on the line.
No, it's actually, yes. Is it better now?
A little better, yes. Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah.
How are you, Sakshi?
I'm just doing great.
Please tell us where you're joining from.
I'm joining from India right now, and it's 3 in the afternoon.
3 in the afternoon, excellent. So at the moment things are okay, but tonight's session is quite late for you.
Sorry?
So Sakshi, tell us how you've been helping these participants in the last 2 days.
As for the participants, they have like different questions, and everyone has great ideas, different projects. So as for it, I haven't really helped a lot in my field, which is mainly Python programming and QSK type stuff. But yes, I've been helping just in general, like the queries about those challenges and how do they submit their projects. So as till now, there has been just a general help.
Great. Thank you very much indeed, Sakshi. I'm very sorry, we're going to have to cut you off there just because of the sound quality problems. But thank you so much for joining us. And we encourage our participants to contact Sakshi and all of our other kind volunteers for acting as mentors throughout the weekend at any time on Mattermost. So thank you all, and thank you again, Sakshi.
Thank you.
So now, moving back to our slides, I would just like to take this opportunity to remind you all that you need to submit your projects by 5 p.m. Central European Time today, and that the closing session will take place 1 hour later than that, so at 6 p.m. here in Central Europe. So I'm now going to pass over to our colleague, Karolos Potamianos, who is going to talk you through how to submit your projects. Over to you, Karolos.
Thank you, Andrew. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Well, no, good morning, probably afternoon. We were in India earlier, so that's why. So I hope you're having a lot of fun at the hackathon as we have organizing it, mentoring it, and helping out in various aspects, achieving your goals. Since we mentioned the goals, I wanted to share a bit of information about how you're supposed to go about to publish your awesome submissions. So if you remember the app that we developed, that webfest-app.web.cern.ch, where you see your welcome page, you'll notice that at the bottom, you should start seeing a link, Start Team Project. So this is here where I'm highlighting the mouse. So you can click on it. And for example, you could write a project of what you worked on. So the idea is that you present to the world what you've been worked on. So you can basically put here some information. You can also upload a video for your project. It's always important to do that, and we recommend you do so. So I'll just add one picture, not this one. This one will be added. And then you can just create the project. It's very simple. You get a pop-up warning you that the project's being created. And at this point, basically anybody in your team can actually start editing the project with you. So anybody who's in the team, and this is why it's important, you need to be in the project, and you see the project submission here button. Now it changed the link, and there you can see and edit something. So just let me clarify how you know who's on your team. So when you click in on your team, you have the team number that appears here. This is a test team number, so you don't see it. You see all the people who are in your team. And this way you can see that everything is actually fine. And then going back to the project submission, if you open it up, you see that there are no more fields that have appeared where you can describe your project, describe the technology that you've used for the project, difficult things that you faced, which is always a good learning, what accomplishment that you and your team are proud of, what exactly have you learned, and what have you enjoyed during the hackathon. What are the next steps for your project? This is also important. The idea is not just to hack for a fun weekend, it's also to see how these projects can be moved forward. And then you can upload images that will be displayed together with your submission. The most important part that we always talk about is the pitch video. So there you can upload a URL for the video. Unfortunately, you can't download images to the platform. You just have to make it on YouTube, for example, or other platforms, and then provide a link. You can also add further resources in the form of links. So for example, your code repository on GitHub or any other presentation, Google document, other document, whatever is relevant. The website, for example, for some of you, if you've created a website. And then a bit related to the assessment criteria, which we'll go a bit more in detail later, there are a few fields to help the jury when they pick up your solutions, because obviously, yes, you will have a video and hopefully you explain everything in 1 minute, but then you can also make your case there with those questions that the jury will be able to see. So you could point out the relevance to hackathon's theme, so to the working together, collaborating together remotely, how to have a potential for a real world application. So in case your application has really the potential to become something beyond the hackathon, it's important to write it down. The progress that you did during the hackathon, sometimes we're aware that projects existed before the hackathon and a lot was done. And we don't want projects that were running for over a year to look way more achieved than others that just started at this hackathon. So it's very important that you be fair with what exactly you accomplished during the hackathon as opposed to before the hackathon. And then, of course, the added value of your project, so why you do things. And then, of course, every time you've edited this, you can save it. So what matters is you can keep editing as long as you want. You save. Any team member will see when somebody clicks change, a save. So the important part is that you keep pushing save regularly. Once you modify things, do not leave the form on for many hours or something. Just do the update you want, save it, and then allow the other members of your team to work as well. You can edit this together, but not individual fields. So it's important that the last one who saves actually, quote unquote, wins. So be careful about that. So this was what I wanted to show. So just a brief reminder. So where in the home screen, you basically can check at the bottom, there is start project submission when you have not project, and when you have a project, you can click on it to together with your team, edit the project description. To keep and see who's in your team, you can go to your team, check that everybody in your team is there. If you're not in the right team, please let us know in the help desk. So I hope that was clear, and back to you, Andrew or Anastasiia.
Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you so much for these detailed explanations, because indeed we get a lot of questions regarding the final submission and about the form and where it can be submitted, where it should be submitted, and is it only videos that can be submitted, or also other documents. So thank you so much for this clarification, and I think it helped a lot our participants. And moving on to another question that is frequently popping up on MetaMost channel is charging criteria. So just to again quickly remind you, we have three main judging criteria based on which your projects will be evaluated. So this innovation, presentation, and impact. So of course the idea, your initial idea is the most important, but please also pay attention to creative approach, because our judges will also look in how far creative you were while making your video. So presentation and creativeness is important. It is also important in how innovative your technical solution is, and what is the potential impact for real-world applications of your project. So please pay attention to all these three judging criteria. They are important, and they will be taken into account by our jury. And so your projects will be evaluated on the scale from 1 till 5, while 1 being the lowest point and 5 as the highest point. You can find this judging criteria again on our website. Just please take a look, and in case you have any further questions, feel free to ask us via MetaMost on help desk channel. Okay, so now moving on. Yes, you can now see on the slide, next slide. We would like to remind you about a very important how-to session, another workshop that will take place at 1 p.m. CEST time, how to create a simple video, where all the basics of creating simple videos will be introduced to you. Please make sure you do visit and join this workshop, because it's really organized for you, and it will be really useful for you, as your final presentation will be in the form of a 1-minute video. So I'm sure a lot of you can take an advantage of this workshop. So please make sure you join the workshop, and please also make sure that you download in advance a video editing tool, DaVinci Resolve 16. On the slide, you can see a link where you can download DaVinci Resolve. Don't worry, the software is free. Please just make sure you download it in advance so that you can properly follow the workshop on how to create a simple video. The software is available for all the operating systems, Windows, macOS, and Linux. So no problem with that. Just please make sure you download it, and make sure you join the workshop on how to create a simple video taking place at 1 p.m. today. And of course, we cannot stop reminding you about using the hashtags and Webfest on your social media accounts. If you are posting anything regarding your work, your progress during the Webfest, please make sure you use the hashtag CERN-Webfest. Yes, Andrew, have I missed anything else?
No, that's all fantastic. Thank you very much, Anastasiia, and thank you all for following along. Thank you, Karolos, and thank you to all of the others who joined us to share their perspectives on the Webfest. We wish you all the very best of luck in these final hours. We look forward to receiving your submissions no later than 5 p.m. Central European Summer Time, and we can't wait to join you all again at 6 p.m. Central European Summer Time to see all of the videos. Good luck and happy hacking.
Good luck, guys.